Hello, my name is Nur Adila Natasha binti Azhar and my matrix number is 2021852792.
Hello, my name is Nur Safika binti Muhammad Wahab. My matrix number is 2021894714. My name is Wanita Nazima and aku by the same. My matrix number is 2021612018.
Hi, my name is Syed Muhammad Azim Wafa bin Syed Hashim Wafa and my matrix number is 2021840718. Today, we will tell you about a little bit about the background of country of Turkey, causes of inflation, type of unemployment, and ways to overcome the problems. Turkey is a transcontinental country located in Southeast Europe and Southwest Asia, bordering the Black Sea. Turkey has a strategic location controlling the Turkish Strait, which is connect the Black Sea and the Aegean Sea. Turkey has a mixed economy where there is a growing private sectors combined with centralized economic planning and government regulations. Turkey is one of the leading producers of agricultural products, textile, motor vehicles, transport equipment, construction material, consumer electronics, and home appliances in the world. Economists and political scientists frequently categorize Turkey as a newly industrialized nation. The World Bank classified Turkey as an upper middle income country in terms of GDP per capita. The depreciation of the Turkish lira has had a significant impact on the country's recent drop in USD-based nominal GDP figures. High inflation is going to be problems in early 2020s. Turkey has recently slowed down in economic progress or economic growth due to major changes in external and internal factors, as well as reduction in the government economic reforms.
Here is the chart and the table of demography of inflation rate of Turkey. Generally, the average inflation rate for Turkey has shown an upward trend from 2011 to 2021. The average of inflation rate has been fluctuating from 2011 to 2016. 2011 had shown the inflation rate was 6.47% and slightly increased to 8.89% in 2012. However, in 2013, the inflation rate dropped a bit to 7.49% and increased back to 8.85% in the year of 2014. In the year of 2015, the average inflation rate had slightly decreased to 7.67%. However, the figure gradually increased in the next 3 years, which is from 7.67% in 2015 to 16.33% in 2018. In the next 2 years, the inflation rate slightly dropped continuously 2 years in a row. The rate goes down to 15.18% in 2019 and keep dropping to 12.28% in 2020. Finally, in the year of 2020, the average Turkey inflation had increased the most for the last 10 years, which it had increased 7.32%, which makes the inflation rate in 2020 is 19.60%. The inflation rate of Turkey had been impacted by the global economic fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Some part of the world had been incredibly affected, and Turkey is not accepted. Turkey has important economic ties with both countries and sees its economy affected not only by the increase in the price of energy products but also by the impact this crisis has on agricultural, trade, tourism, and construction projects in which Turkey is involved. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's government of controversial economic policies just made the Turkish economy worse, and the food inflation had become uncontrollable among Ankara's failure to address long-running problems in the agricultural sector. Turkish President Erdogan had initiated solutions to curb the inflation problem in Turkey. He initiates to lower the interest rates, but it is not effective in reducing inflation in Turkey. In fact, economic experts consider Erdogan's strategy economically unconventional. In 2021, Turkey has achieved the biggest increase in inflation rate in the past 10 years. This is influenced by the COVID-19 outbreak that had impacted the whole world economy. COVID-19 has already impacted the key industries of Turkey, including automotive, retail, and transportation. The supply chain is obviously disrupted due to the trade partners of Turkey being impacted by this worldwide disease. the supply of goods that are limited forced inflation to be worse in the country. However, Turkey is a country that's capable of exporting large number of diverse products, which help Turkey to get through the challenges in economy. Due to COVID-19 restriction that has been uplifted, Turkey are able to recover the supply chain issues and also welcoming the tourists again, thus able to recover the economy in the country again.
So there are three types of causes of inflation, which demand, pull, and inflation. One of the reasons why inflation happens is demand for goods is getting higher. It happens when the demand pulls to the right. When this happens, the price of the goods will eventually increase. Therefore, when there are increase in demand, the price also getting higher with the limited supply. For example, during the celebration Eid in Turkey, people will rush to the market to buy chicken. Here we can see that the demand for the chicken is higher, since everyone needs it to cook for their celebration. Demand to inflation will occur if aggregate demand exceeds aggregate supply. So the second cause of inflation is cost-push employment. This happens when supply shifts to the left, which means the production produces less. When the production produces less, the goods is limited. For example, people will seek for chicken during Eid celebration in Turkey. Since the suppliers supply less chicken, only a few customers will manage to buy it. Another example of this, we can see during the pandemic COVID-19 in Turkey. Many businesses shut down. So when many businesses shut down, this industry started to produce less goods due to the disruption in the supply chain. We can see during the pandemic, all the prices are getting higher and always sold out. Besides, hand sanitizer is one of the best examples. It is one of the most expensive during the pandemic and always sold out. The third causes of inflation is the war between Russia and Ukraine. The recent war that happens between Russia and Ukraine are leading to a serious impact on the Turkish economics. The reason why the Turkish economy affected is because the Turkey has an important economic tie with both of the country, Russia and Ukraine. The economic relationship that Turkey has with these both countries during the war has led to a serious matter. As we can see, the price of energy has increasing massively during the war. It also affected the agriculture, trade and sector of tourism. All the construction projects that involved by Turkey was also affected at this moment. Turkey is going through a serious inflation situation.
Unemployment is when the people with ability and willing to work but unable to obtain a job. In 2012, the unemployment rate slightly decreased from the previous years. According to the country's statistic authority, Turkey created about 7 million new jobs in 2011 that made the unemployment rate in the 2012 decrease. The rate of the employment was higher because of the slowing down of the economic growth in the 2013 that before. Turkey was still facing the 4 years of highest unemployment in 2005. In 2060, the rate of unemployment become higher as there are more than 3 million people that are willing to work seeking the jobs. The demand and supply in the economy are not balanced, which make the more people jobless. In the industry in the Turkey absolutely cannot support the population. In 2017, the rate is almost the same as the previous years and the next year 2018. After being a similar rate for about 3 years, the unemployment rate suddenly blew up in 2019, the highest rate of the 10 years data. But after that, the rate slowly dropped until the latest year, 2021, but is still over the 10%. There are many issues that have been floating around the Turkey about unemployment, especially the young unemployed. In the age group, unemployment rate for the young people under 25 age show the most affected age group. In terms of source, a young population is the most important thing for the economy. Although they don't have a lot of the experience since they just start their job, they still can import the new knowledge and skill to learn their job for better things. Graduation students also are the one of the young employer. Students in the Turkey try to get a higher education as it can increase the opportunity for them to be higher. But sadly, the higher the education level, the higher also they are employed. This kind of the problem will affect the future of them. That means they have problem providing for the production in Turkey. Since 2030, the rate of the young unemployment has increased every year. This increase in the Turkey related to the labor market where a lot of employers avoid hiring young people. They have a zero experience in their job and also lack of skill. Turkey is also facing the problem of the virus COVID-19. This virus is not also making the economy in Turkey become dangerous, but also around the world. Lockdown also become one of the factors to make the entire economy decrease drastically. The government of the Turkey is trying their best to respond to this issue to prevent the country from ending like some European country. Even though they have a limited resources, their still performance much more better than the European country. In that year, 7 million people were at the risk of being fired or of losing their jobs. To cut down the costs that they need to pay to them, some of the sectors in the economy need to be closed temporarily by the government of Turkey to avoid more cases. Turkey also closed their border, and this makes some of the people losing their job and make the unemployment rate higher.
Okay.
There are 4 types of unemployment, which is the first one, frictional unemployment. Second, structural unemployment. Third, clinical unemployment. And fourth, we have seasonal unemployment. Frictional unemployment are also known as a natural unemployment because it is something not related to factors that affect the performance of economy. Frictional unemployment is a result about workers who are searching for a new job after leaving the previous one or transitioning from the old to new jobs. For example, when the company is having financial problems and they need to fire a few workers because they couldn't pay the workers' salary. So in this situation, it shows that the fired workers is going through a frictional unemployment situation whereby the workers need to look for a new job. Second, structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is a long-lasting unemployment that happens because of the shift in an economy. It will occur when the jobs are available, but there's a mismatch between what the company seek for and what the workers can offer. Besides, structural unemployment also can be described as if job skills do not match the economy's need. This type of unemployment needs radical change to redress this kind of situation. So one of the examples of structural unemployment is when a farmer with the experience and professional skills in accountancy apply a position as an accountant in a company. The third unemployment is cyclical unemployment. Cyclical unemployment happens when there is not enough demand for goods and services in economy. Because of this, business cannot offer a job to people, and which may lead to the increase of the numbers of unemployment. This unemployment usually happens during recession. For example, the construction workers were laid off during the Great Recession following the financial crisis of 2008. Last but not least, seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment caused by different industries that being available at different seasons. Basically, it will occur when its workers are unemployed at a particular period of time, especially when the demand for this industry lower enough. For example, during ski resorts in Turkey gain more customers during the winter season. But when it comes to summer, the worker will become unemployed because the ski resort in Turkey not receiving many customers during the season.
Based on the report that we have discussed about the economy in Turkey, which explain in more deeper about the aspect of causes of inflation in the country, as well as discussing about the type of unemployment faced in the country of Turkey in a period more than 10 years. In terms of the effects of inflation, which the country has had an inflation percentage of 85.5% over 10 years, has caused the cost of production to increase, while people wages have been depleted because they now buy less than with the income money they have. In terms of unemployment, in Turkey, the percentage rate shows an increase every year until now, which is 13.9%, which include the total unemployment of 4,700,000 people who do not have job in the country. With the existence of good solutions such as using direct control measures, fiscal policy and monetary policy in overcoming the problems of inflation and unemployment. So, when the country uses the approach, it shows a new development in the recovery of the Turkish economy, and the people, they can live happily with a good life.
That's all from us. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!
Turkey is just at the beginning of what.
But inflation is only increasing.